Hey guys, what's up? It's Shadolance back for another review. Finally getting to the AK-12. I meant to get to it earlier today, sorry about that, but I finally got it today, and oh my gosh, I wish I had not. This gun is not that great. It's a little less than average in my opinion. What I think they tried to do was make an NX variant of the AEK-971. It performs almost the exact same way, and it's kind of like a cross between the TAC-TOP and the AEK-971, but it has a little bit of a K2 feel to it. I know that's really weird. This gun is really strange, to be honest. I don't like it very much. I would not buy this for perm. I'd give it. I'm going to score it relatively lowly because compared to a lot of other guns that have been released recently, it just doesn't do it. It's like this is the gun you get if you combine the Ravens G36C, the AEK, the AN94 TAC-TOP, the K2, and an AK-47. It's just a bunch of guns jumbled into one, but it doesn't turn out well at all. So going into the stats, the AK-12 has a damage of 44, portability of 62, rate of fire of 70, accuracy of 90, and recoil of 67. So the damage of 44 and accuracy of 90 are similar to the G36 series. However, because this is also meant to be an AK, it does hold that higher damage drop-off. So it doesn't have that bad of a damage drop-off, but it's not great either. I would put it just before, just around average. Portability of 62 is a lot better than some of the other AK models. For example, the AN94 TAC-TOP, previously one of the best ones, only had a portability of 55. Now, in my opinion, I would still take the TAC-TOP over this. I still find it to be better, mostly due to the damage, but also due to the damage drop-off and general feel of the gun. The general feel of the gun of the AK-12 is like a cross between a K2 and a G36, especially when you're spraying. G36C Ravens, particularly, it just feels like that kind of recoil pattern. I know it doesn't have that. It has an AK pattern, but it just does not feel comfortable at all. The I don't know how you want to pronounce it, AEK or AEK, AEK, I'm going to call it AEK, has the automatic and burst fire, and you can put a suppressor, scope, and magazine on it. The AK-12 is the exact same way. It has automatic and burst, and you'll see me use burst a couple of times, but I rely on the full auto a lot. Now, unlike a lot of assault rifles, which typically have the bullets go right around the center of the spread, this covers the entire spread, if not the spread that might be lying a bit. It feels like it has more of an AK-47 GP spread than the spread that it actually has. It's supposed to, in theory, be more accurate with that accuracy of 90, so it's supposed to be better, but it just doesn't feel like that. If I had to put recommendations, definitely put an extended magazine 1 on this. I always seem to run out of ammo super fast with this gun. Not too great. As far as scopes, it's definitely an iTech type scope. You don't want to be putting an ACOG on this, in my opinion. I tried a little bit of both, and I just found that the ACOG type scope that I'm using now doesn't work as well. I had some gameplay of the iTech one, but then the review would be a little bit too long, so I didn't want to toss that in there. But going into the AN94 TAC-TOP stats to go ahead and compare these two, the damage is 49, so 5 points higher than the 12. The portability is 55, so it's 7 points lower in portability. The rate of fire of 70 is the same. I'm pretty sure that's the same for a lot of AK variants. The accuracy of 92 on the TAC-TOP is 2 above the accuracy on the 12. And the recoil of 67 on the 12 is 1 point ahead of the TAC-TOP at 66. However, the TAC-TOP is only fully automatic. I feel like if the TAC-TOP had a burst mode, it'd be a little bit too OP. Also, the TAC-TOP does have that restrictive iTech scope on it, so you cannot put any other scope on it. So if you ever wanted to play with an ACOG, you can't do that. So kind of think of this gun as like an AK-47 Mod Zero. Think of it like that, except it doesn't perform as well as like the MK or the other Mod Zeros that we've seen. So in my opinion, it's just not that great. Would I suggest getting this gun? Definitely not. Unless you're a really hardcore AK fan and you just want to add it to your arsenal, go for it. This is totally a collector's gun. It's not a gun meant for practical use. It has pretty, like, the damage drop-off makes this gun like a 4-shot kill consistently, sometimes even a 5-shot kill. I had to 5-shot a couple of people here, and it was not fun. I had a lot of people tank it, and this was like, I went through like maybe 10 games to try to get this gameplay because it was just not good. Combinations of me getting headshotted like crazy, and this gun tanking like 7 shots at long range. I just couldn't get a kill. Tap fireable, it is more tap fireable than any of the other AK guns I've played with. It's even more tap fireable than an AK-103. Now, I don't really use the 74s very much, so I'm not going to speak for those. But compared to the 47s, the 103, and the AEK-971, this gun is quite a bit more tappable than any of those. So that's at least a nice perk about the gun. It is much easier to tap. And it's also easier to spray at close range because your spread doesn't get freaking huge. But I guess that would also make it slightly better at long range, but because the damage drop-off isn't super great, it will be like a 7-shot kill at long range, which is not great, especially given that the gun is supposed to, in theory, have 44 damage, but that just doesn't seem to work for me. Would I suggest a suppressor? No, because the damage, you don't want to go to a 5-shot kill consistently. That'd just be stupid, especially at long ranges when you could be going upwards of an 8-shot kill. That's just not good. As far as magazines, like I said, extended magazine 1's the way to go. I would actually always put that on. I didn't during this review, but I would actually highly recommend that. Scopes, iTech scope, not an ACOG scope. If you're really hardcore ACOG, you might even have trouble with this, because I certainly didn't find myself having such a good time with this gun. So that's about it for the review, guys. Overall, don't buy it. Just don't. Do yourself a favor. They're going to be releasing a new gun in a couple of days anyway, probably with another better stat or buff to this weapon. Maybe even an AK Mod 0. I don't know, something cooler like that. But anyway, I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Shadolance out.